control. Late nights keep on taking tolls. I need on my own.
Everyone, this is Sapphire. We're back with Interview Vampire Season 2, Episode 11. So last episode, Claudia, she was initiated into the coven. They was given the 5. She was given the 5 rules. The leader, the blonde, well, not he's not the leader, but he's like the main actor. The blonde, he was like, tell Armand that like, okay, we gave you enough chances, try to recruit Louis. He's not being recruited. And then Louis, when he was having his little episode where he thought he was seeing Lestat, end up killing this dude, and they just dumped the body. They like, this is gonna be an issue for us. We have our way of doing things, of how we dispose of our bodies when we are done. We have a way that it's not gonna really draw attention to us. And like, he's a liability essentially. So Mom was about to go kill him, about to use his firebending, and he just couldn't do it. And they ended up going up. Louis invited him for a nightcap. So, and Louis also confessed to Armand that they killed Lestat. So I'm like, that's gonna be a problem. That's one of the rules. Do not make him young, which Claudia was made young. And you don't kill your own kind, essentially, which they have done. And they have made a new play, which Claudia will be the star for the next, I think they said 50 years. Because they don't age, so called A Bird in the Cage. So, and that's gonna be interesting. So that's what we're gonna jump into. So, well, theater, you gotta make the makeup up right so you can see it. Crazy. It looks crazy when you do it by itself.
There's nothing more that you're about, baby, and a happy baby loves to sing with a voice that can be heard. Don't like windows when they're closed. I want to fly with the wild.
But I do like the fact of the like they're acting against a screen. I think that's pretty cool. Oh.
How did she like being infantilized?
Southern life requires a letting go of yourself. She carries your hair up her like her scissors.
Baby, use it. I'm gonna fly my wings and fly far, far. You know I will. Fly far away. You have been warned. Tick. Not that long. Where are my canapes? Yes, madame. Little birdie Lou's caught in a trap, but she's flapping her wings and getting free. Where are the canapes?
Back in again.
The play involves her being a bird in a cage that can't fly.
How did the coven take it?
And she died at the end. Interesting play they wrote for her. Then she got a fan base.
Little birdie Lou is caught in a trap, but she's flapping her wings and getting free.
And she gets tired of she's tired of doing this now.
Here in the margins, find baby Lulu's inner childlike wonder again. And Claudia, if you do absolutely nothing else, at least enunciate.
Those are my notes, but by the 500th performance, Claudia was beyond board.
Yeah, she's tired of
Blackluster
it.
Bromedic, unacceptable.
Yes, Matrix.
So, explain to the company why the 500th performance of My Baby Loves Windows felt more like a slog than a celebration.
Matrix, I think that...
Wave your words to shore, please.
I'm a fierce vampire trapped in the body of a little girl. I'm reminded of it every night of my existence, burning up this dress and singing and smiling, while the mortals laugh and point. I relive every condescending look or fucking comment I have ever had to suffer.
Your nomadic passion, Claudia, owes your playwright an apology.
Sorry, sir.
Alright, Grand.
And to help you rediscover your passion for Lulu, you no longer remove your costume. You sleep in it, rehearse in it, feed in it, hunt in it. You live with Lulu off stage until she returns to you on stage. The red hands of clapping cattle are not the measure of the Théâtre des Vampires. If they were, your mugging and pandering would have a standing room only to the decade.
Nicely volleyed, Matt. But why single out our sister when nomadic passion has infected the entire company?
Has it?
Maître might not have noticed, as he has been nomadically attending the Théâtre des Vampires.
Discipline Claudia for bumping into the scenery, but let Louis run wild.
It's a show of shadow power. Qu'est-ce que tu penses faire?
And you do this for what? Is it thirst? Is it love? What is it exactly? Are you companions?
Yes.
No.
Uh-oh.
Remets tes miches dans ton bleu mars!
We got a cat fight. Well, here we go.
See each other when we want to, and when we want to be alone, we're alone. And that's good. It's easy.
You're a booty call,
It's not
man.
easy
You're
for
a booty
me.
call. That's what this
You
is.
don't understand the danger I risk every night for you. How that danger compounds with every slight.
What? Slight.
You barely join us for a hunt. You read novels during performances.
I've seen those plays 100 times.
I keep your secret.
Mm.
What's the secret? I'm the secret. Do you notice how hot the room gets when you two talk about the secret?
Would you like to know what it felt like?
Yeah.
I could feel the movement of air with his movements. His breath on the back of my neck. If I were to reach out and touch his hand, I wouldn't say it was his hand, but it was not his hand.
And you weren't feeling
that-
Stott in the room.
No,
That
And I was
that
not
looked like it
aware.
made her mind a little bit
he was as
uncomfortable.
present as it seems he was. But looking back on it now, I can understand it.
Were you two the only ones who survived the fire at the theater?
You weren't provided any information about the fire in our archives. But it's enterprising. Is that what makes you fascinated? In high school, you told a girl you'd only do her if she had a paper.
Why do you keep
Sorry.
messing with that man every time he's
The
doing his
fire.
job as a reporter, as a
One of
journalist?
my
What he's supposed to do?
researchers found it in
Having Estelle or Celeste lurking in the shadows.
She's like, I've been to long a couple of times. Girl, take your little journey.
And thank you for the kind words you wrote about me.
How do you know what I wrote?
I read it just now, right in front of you.
He's taking a liking to.
Ce sont, si vous avez été acheté des là,
Pas un souvenir que cette journée.
ton corps n'était pas encore formé.
Is that a what? Is,
Sophistiqué. Puis tu souriais pas.
Funny.
I'm assuming she has that on her window because maybe she's Jewish.
I liked you. When you moved on from pickpocket,
That's the only reason I can figure out why they
Tell me now.
purposely put that on that
I'm an
woman's window like
actress.
that.
Still dressing your windows for your German tourists?
Yep.
your French is still lovely. Like your dad that shit.
I agree. I just wouldn't say it because it's rude and obvious.
So she get German customers, but they sit there and yeah, she got to be Jewish. That they putting that on her window. Like if you don't like me, why even bother coming to my store?
Yeah, on the left bank is shabby hotel rooms and cold
Damn.
walk-ups. A new generations ripping apart the old molds, bursting into new ones.
That's kind of creepy. That is so creepy.
Suppose I can't come off haughty.
Everyone's fawning over Picasso, but not me. Not Louis Dulac.
I'm
Not
out in
him
the
impersonating
streets of
him.
barricades with the
Damn.
avant-garde.
Wriggled inside your voice, pulled on like a costume. You don't sound all that Chicago to me.
Outside Chicago. We roamed all
It's
around.
the emphasis on the second syllable. Borrowed from the French.
So, it's never agreed that you could act like a parrot.
Gent with upright downstairs. Or getting more Cajun drawl. I want to test a theory. Say, New Orleans buffoon!
Anything else you want to say, buffoon? I couldn't hear you from the other side of the table.
I forget who's gonna forget. I'm like, because New Orleans people have an accent.
What?
We have an accent. Because he's mimicking him. Like, wait a minute, because y'all keep saying you from Chicago. Chicago don't have the accent. That's what I'm saying. Like your name, your accent, all that's like New Orleans. We have a particular accent. So the way you say certain words. And if you listen to somebody from Chicago, it's gonna sound different. Listen to somebody from New York, they sound different. And somebody from California, it's gonna sound different than that person. Like we all are Americans, but we're all gonna have our own slang, our own way of speaking, our own dialect. There's an accent. So
Where did you hang the Fougeron?
Oh, my bad.
I knew it was gonna be the blind dude who's gonna figure it out. He was like, saying shit, liar. I keep saying y'all from Chicago, but the way you're talking, you don't sound like you're from Chicago. Your dialect, no sir. Uh-oh.
Dans ce trio-là, Modell, mid-30s, I'm still in New Orleans. What is this?
Dear, this is a Stein.
I know. Why is it in there? Why are all these in there?
Don't ask me, we've been staring at
I didn't put these in.
Ooh.
Probably Rashid. Confused them. You told a girl you'd only do her if she had a paper bag over her head. She agreed and you did.
This is embarrassing. I don't know what you're thinking. I was trying to pass them off as mine.
Yeah.
Armani got this dude's
I was
head.
not equipped. Tell me one thing wrong about this photo.
Well, for one thing, I'm not in it.
One thing I'm not in it. That's funny. One thing I'm not in it.
Your lens is not entirely clean. You'll see here, in the corner. And on this night, you only had 8 frames of film on you. A haunting set of clouds moved in minutes after your last shot. If it lacks singularity, there's nothing wrong, per se, with the frame,
But I do love how they incorporating Lestat in this season, even though he's not physically there. They put him as a manifestation in Louis' thoughts.
Patience.
So you still get the actor.
What light through?
We're gonna talk about that.
A lieutenant from Düsseldorf. He was 19. He said, I want to know what love is before I die.
Sounds like a lie.
No, it sounds like a joke, but when there's death all around.
I saw the war too.
And the love making, you know, so boyish. Up and down and up and down. And he has his eyes closed. You know, I said to him, you're making love to me and you think it's wrong to look at me. I wasn't inviting Hitler to stay in France. I was inviting a frightened boy to cradle my tits. And now I'm a traitor. What's that?
Damn. I definitely want to learn more about Amon. Like, if we get another season, I definitely want like a season with like Lestat's backstory and another one with like Amon's backstory, because I am very intrigued by these two. I'm very intrigued.
The adoration of the shepherds with a gun. On my vacuum. A contemporary of my maker.
You know, they got him perfect. This is what I wanted. Like Louis in the middle, Amon and Lestat. This is fine. Or you could put Lestat in the middle and the other two on the side so they make like an Oreo.
He was rescued from a brothel when he was 15. Named Aaron, then I think. I cannot be sure. The abuse in the brothel was such that he cannot be sure that is what his parents named him.
Wait, is this his thing?
I served him with all my heart. Basked in his mercy. His worshipful mercy. Still, Amadeo had a skill. And if a friend wandered into town, I was occasionally donated.
One dark thing after another. Maybe I seek it out. Maybe I chase after it.
Why?
I don't know. But it's something to think about. Because even in between the dark things, there's something broken in me. A collision in me, like I want to go bang.
Friend, and before you tell me to make friends with the Coven, I can't, because they've all turned inward too long ago and you know it, which is why you run to Lulu.
I have let you whine and have your say. Most in my position would treat you no better than you treated your maker. Let us agree. Going forward, you will do more than the bare minimum on and off stage. And the friend you made, you will not see again. Yes?
Without me here.
I didn't want to wreck that for you, and this whole time
Chasing it.
he hasn't betrayed our trust or told our secret.
Chasing it. Except he just threatened me with it.
No, it doesn't sound like him.
Does it sound like him? Oh, I forgot. Love makes you stupid. Makes you fickle and weak and blind. Let me guess, he's your companion finally. Well, good for fucking you. You and him. Him and you. You and fucking him. Picked another one over me.
You picked the Coven!
Always doing that.
The center isn't holding.
Mutiny brewing.
Mutiny brewing.
Everyone doing what they want
when they want.
Everyone but you.
He's losing control. He can't keep control of everything.
I'm not sure I can keep obedience any longer.
Santiago
wants to be Coven leader.
Give him the job. Never. Watch him. Never. Listen. I can't listen. Why? Then blow him the bone at least. Let him feel like he's the heir apparent.
Oh, her journals.
He'll overplay his hand.
They have really
room for what he is.
She writes everything down, her thoughts and everything. It's too late for that. He didn't.
Antoine.
Sitting on a bench, having a smoke.
Celeste.
Nothing but a man walking a dog. A drunk, asleep in his auto.
Good. Very good. Meet back at the theater and stagger your arrivals.
Yes, maître.
Yes, maître.
If he got him now, Five Phyllis ain't gonna do good. This is so bad.
Splinter's coldness. Is that what makes you fascinating?
Amon is just in this man's head. That is not good. Wow. Enhance audio interview.
You don't understand the meaning of your own story.
What?
Warning!
Lost time.
With the boy. Tik Tok hated with the boy. I was at home picking.
So that is it for that episode. So it is about to get good, y'all. It's about to get good. Okay. So Amon is pretty much his coven. They're getting tired of the fact that essentially Louis is just able to do what he wanted to do. He didn't kill him like he said he was, because that's one of the little 5 rules that his behind he created, or maybe he got it from the Roman coven that killed his master. So we got his little backstory, because he was a slave. He was born in a brothel. Mama, more than likely, since he was born in a brothel, was a prostitute. Sold him into slavery. I mean, times of stuff like, a brothel is no place for a kid when you think about it. It's really not. But slavery ain't good either for a child. But if he was a girl, they probably would have kept him, and she would have had to work in a brothel. So I guess it's a lesser of two evils, I guess. But so then we also had him talking with that dude in front, like they've been hacking your thing. They ain't telling you everything, which I knew it. I told y'all I couldn't trust Armand, because it's like, why you constantly going in this man's head, and and all this little stuff that's happening with Lestat, but with Louis telling stories. Like, we had this thing with the pictures, like, these are not my pictures. Like, it's just a little going on, like, you know what I'm saying? And so it looks like Armand been doing some things. But anyway, back to like the theater of the vampire. Santiago, that's his name. Santiago, they getting restless. They essentially about to form a mutiny, because like, Armand, you let Louis go around, do what he want. When you yourself establish this coven, and we have these rules for a reason. You gave us these rules, so we expect you as our coven leader to enforce these freaking rules, and you're not really doing it. So they got Claudia part of the group now, and one of the rules is you're not supposed to write down anything that will trace people to vampirism and like that. But but Santiago clearly has taken a liking to Claudia, but he's also suspicious. Like, y'all keep saying y'all from Chicago, but the way you're talking, it don't sound like a Chicago accent. So he didn't figure out he's not from Chicago, which I already knew was going to happen when Claudia like, my maker was, I'm good at lying. Like, why of all things you could say what you got from your maker was lying? That clued him off. That was his first clue right there. That he's like, listen to Louis, the way he's talking. We show his skill of mimicry. And he's like, there's a slight way you're saying certain words. Say New Orleans for me. Making sense. Like, if you're from Chicago, because I don't know if anybody from Chicago would have a name of Louis Dupont du Lac. That's French. You know what I'm saying? That's clearly French. And when you're talking about America, I don't know about all other states. I know specifically about the state I was born in. New Orleans, it was a French territory. The Louisiana Purchase, the whole French. It was a French territory, right? Which is why we speak French. This is why we have Mardi Gras. A lot of the words that we have in our we even have some French, French wording. New Orleans is a mixture of the French, of the African, of the French, African, and the Native Americans. Like, we're a nice little mixture. Like, when you go into the history of New Orleans, you got the French, like the Cajuns. You know what I'm saying? It's like a nice little mixture. So he's like, doing your dialect. Yeah, you ain't from Chicago, because Chicagoans don't sound like that. So then we get him going into their house, finding Claudia's book, because Claudia, she writes, she journals everything, which nowadays we see journaling as a positive thing, because that's what you want to help yourself stay grounded. You journal, so it manifests what you want. Claudia, on the other hand, her journaling is about to cause her to be, dust to dust, because she literally, she done it. And when they killed Lestat, she literally wrote the final moments in blood. Like she dipped it in blood, write it in my notebook. And it's like Santiago is about to use this as evidence to essentially overthrow Armand, become himself cover leader, and he's gonna try to kill Louis and Claudia because by their own rules, they broke 3 of them. They made a young one, which was Claudia. She's too young. That's one of their rules. You don't make a young vampire. Another rule: you don't journal. You don't write anything that's about vampirism, so it prevents humans from finding it. Even though I doubt if humans actually found something that was like, say, written by an actual vampire, we probably wouldn't believe it. We would literally pass it off. Oh, this is something. We would literally pass it off as mythology, because that's how we have. That's how we look at mythology now. Like, this is how our ancestors understood the world, that they couldn't explain things, like how they explain natural disaster. Oh, it was Poseidon. That's how the Greeks, if there was a storm or something, oh, it's Poseidon is angry. Thunder and lightning is Zeus. It's Thor. They're angry. This is how they would have, found a way to understand the world around them. That's how they would explain it. Death. Oh, you're going to Hades. You're going to hell. You're going to the Duats. Whatever, depending on what culture is in. It's how they would explain it. So that's how we read. So I don't even think they really should worry about that, because that's literally how we've been like, that's how we even explain vampirism when it came about. What, the Victorian, when I was like, it was a way for the Victorians to express, their sensuality, erotica, because that at the time frame, woman had to be all modest. You had to be modest. So your way to exploring that sort of sensuality that you're craving, you got vampires. That's why the blood, that's why when they bite their necks, it's all sensual and like, okay. And imagine being a Victorian and you would probably murdered like that, like, oh my goodness. You've been fanning, you're like, oh, the bite. It was enticing, like that. So clearly Santiago about to use this as evidence, like, yo, they broke some rules. And of course the last rule, another rule, you don't kill a vampire, which they did. They killed us, their maker, the founder of the Theater of the Vampire. So that's about to go up in France. So that's gonna be the next episode. So comment, subscribe on all social. I'll see you guys next time for the next episode of Interview with the Vampire. This is season 2. So season 2 is gonna conclude the Interview with the Vampire novel. So I'm hoping we get a season 3, because like Anne Rice, she has like the thing is referred to all together, all the books together. I think it's referred to as the Vampire Chronicles. I'm not sure, but she has several books within this. With these vampires, like there's several books. I looked them up and all that. I'm like, god dang, that's a lot of books. But I'm really hoping that we do get more of the books adapted, and if they could keep it to 2 seasons per book, you could probably you'll have a lot of seasons, because she has a lot of books. Like Anne Rice has, a lot of books, and in a lot of them you'll get like Lestat. I'm not sure if Ramon has a book about him, but I would love to see, especially Queen of the Dam, because I know when that movie came out, a lot of people, Anne Rice fans, they wasn't really happy with the book, which is understandable. Like if you're a fan of a book and then it gets adapted, but it's not like faithful to the book. Like with Game of Thrones, I think with Game of Thrones, they're adapted to the books up until season 4. From season 1 to 4 is straight from the books. But season 5, they kind of have to do their own thing, because the books, George R. Martin did not finish writing the rest of the books. Like there's 2 other books he got coming out that he hasn't ready yet. We got the title of the books, but they're not done. So season 5 through 8 is kind of like some of his notes of what he plans on putting into these books, and the writers of the show had to kind of do their own thing. So it's understandable since we now have, Interview with the Vampire, which has made some changes. So I read the book, it has made some changes, but it's still faithful to the book itself. So if they can do this with 2 seasons of Interview with the Vampire, take that novel, divide it to 2 seasons, nice episode length, like it's not like too drawn out or anything like that. Like if you can do it with the Interview with the Vampire, you can do it with other books. You can do it with the rest of her books in her series. I wouldn't mind seeing Queen of Now, because I really like that. I really love the music in that movie. Like the music was banging, and Aaliyah, I love her. I loved her as Queen of Kasha. Like, I love. But anyway, we can get some justice done with these books. Like, I'm really hoping that we get greenlit for season 3, a season 4, a season 5. Like, you can't keep going with these books. Keep them in this format, 2 seasons per book. What, 8 episodes? 9 episodes per season? You good. And keep finding some pretty people, because the actors y'all finding them play these vampires, they are delicious. Like, they are pretty. I'm like, where are you finding these people? Because they are gorgeous. Maybe it's the prosthetics. Maybe it's because you making a vampire. I don't know what it is. Because I remember when I was watching as a kid, Interview with a Vampire, the movie from the 90s. Tom Cruise. I never found Tom Cruise attractive until that goddamn movie. That movie with the hair and the eyes and the nails and he was gorgeous. And Brad Pitt was gorgeous. Antonio Banderas was gorgeous. Like, is it the makeup? I don't know what it is, but anyway, I'm going on. So, follow us on social media. Next time, Interview with a Vampire.